Hi, Andrew here, and today I'm here to tell you don't fall in love with your depression. Wait, what? Fall in love with my depression? Fall in love with my anxiety, my PTSD, whatever my psychological problem happens to be? How can you say that? We hate these problems. Yes, we do. They rob us of so much. They take from our family, they take from our careers, our jobs, they take from our hobbies, everything. They affect our lives in profound ways. How can I say don't fall in love with it? Because in saying that, I'm implying that we have fallen in love with it. Well, we haven't. We don't love it. But the more important question, I think, or the question I want to address is, what are you doing about it? I have written on the topic of what depression has cost me over at standupright.ca. I will put a link down below and you can see my thoughts on it. But there have been profound changes in the direction of my life that are directly attributable to my bouts with depression. I struggled with it for 40 years before I finally had enough, before I was fed up and said, enough. Before I did what I spoke about in an earlier video, before I decided I was no longer going to be defined by the memories of my past, but rather by my vision of the future. When we struggle with depression, and we do it for a long period of time, it can turn into a crutch. Oh, I didn't nail that job interview. Oh, I messed up that presentation and I'm not going to get the promotion. Oh, whatever. I couldn't do something because my depression kept me from doing it. And you can fill in whatever problem you may be struggling with for the word depression. Mine is depression. That's why I'm going to talk about that. My career in 1986, at the age of 18, I was busy trying to conflate the two. I almost said my career in 1918. I may be old. I ain't that old. Anyway, my career as I had planned it in 1986 at the age of 18 was derailed. The life that I have led is completely different from what I expected in 1986, pardon me, not 1987. And it is in large measure directly attributable to my struggles with depression. There have been many other alterations in my life, many other changes and things that have happened. Only now that I am addressing the problem, that I am attacking the problem, do I no longer have an excuse. I no longer have a crutch. I can no longer say, that bad thing happened because old monster depression grabbed a hold of me and took it away from me. Well, where is old monster depression? He's in here. He's in here. He's inside of me. He's a part of me. So if old monster depression has taken something away from me, that's another way of saying I've given it up because I'm not fighting him. Well, now I am fighting him, not just to struggle through the single battle of that particular day to get to the other side so that I can continue on, but to tame him, to learn to make sure that he can't derail me, so that if a situation like occurred 9 months ago in February when everything stopped for me, and it stopped for far too long, I don't ever want to see that happen again. I'm learning to head him off at the pass, if it will. I'm taking away the excuse. I may be struggling and have a reason why I can't do something. But now that I'm attacking it head on, now that I'm addressing the core, the underlying issue, I no longer have an excuse. And that's what I am encouraging you to do, is to take hold. Look back at some of my earlier videos if you have some time, if you have the desire. Look back. See what I have done, the methods that I have developed that work for me to take control, to take away my crutch, to take away my excuse. No, we don't love our struggles, but they become so much a part of us that maybe we don't see that there's another way, that we can get past it and no longer need to say, I'm sorry, Andrew, you didn't get that promotion because you were struggling with depression and your work just wasn't good enough, and the other guy who was up for it, well, he didn't struggle, and he did better, and he got it. Well, if I can find a way to tame the beast, to keep him in his cage, to keep him in his corner for longer periods of time, send him back much more quickly, I no longer have that. And I'm no longer defined by that memory of the past, those things that were before. And I become defined by the struggle that I am now, by my vision of the future. So please, if you're struggling, if you look back and you see the changes in your life's direction that have come from your struggles, decide right here, right now, no more. He's not your friend. Don't fall in love with him. Don't accommodate him. Fight him. Find something to do. Find some way that you can overcome the battle, or you can overcome the problem, so that you get to define your own future. You don't have to be defined by your difficulties. It's working for me. And I will continue to talk here on this channel about the ups and downs and the methods that I develop and the ways that I fight. But the first decision I had to make was enough. Thus far and no farther. You've taken too much from me. You've defined me too much. No more. Please, give it a try. Get the help you need, and do not let your struggle control you any longer.